All right, happy semester and welcome students. This is week number 1. That is right, week number 1 of your 9443 class, which is the Academic Libraries. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Jason Kelly Austin, also known as Dr. Jace, and we will be recording a check-in video today, and we will be recording check-in videos most weeks. Usually on Monday or Tuesday, usually Tuesday night if I'm being honest, and they usually appear on the website or on Canvas on Wednesdays. And these check-in videos, they are all optional. You don't have to attend them attend them. You don't have to watch them. And quite frankly, maybe half of my students do watch them and half of them don't. It really does not affect your grade if you do or don't watch them. The reason that I record these is to give the class a little bit of a unique feel and to make sure that each semester the students are getting something unique, something individual, that I'm treating every class as its own entity and own community. And there has been some published rhetoric out there that students appreciate the opportunity to have a dialogue with their instructor in college classes. And so this check-in video thing that I do, it gives me the opportunity to do that. Now, having said that, there are probably going to be times where the check-in videos do, in fact, give you a little insight in the course, may help you understand why some things are going on, why I'm doing some things, and why I do them the way I do them. And so the check-in videos, sometimes students actually do benefit grade-wise from them, but I do promise that if you don't watch the check-in videos, you are still very likely to do well in this course as long as you put forth the effort. So what we're going to do with this week 1 check-in video is we are going to do a course overview that's going to include looking over the syllabus and looking over the assignments and making sure that I explain and elaborate on what will be expected of you this semester. So this is kind of a contextual thing that's going to be going on today. And having said that, the first thing, though, that I like to do with the first check-in video of the semester is I like to show students how to speed the videos up because I am a Southerner. I'm from North Carolina, and I talk very slow. So you can usually speed my videos up and do just fine. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now, and then we will get into a syllabus review. Okay, so all of my videos do get uploaded to YouTube. The reason that I do that is because YouTube has the auto captioning feature, and so I do that for compliance with working with the differently abled. It's not the best captioning system, but it's what I have available, and it seems to fit the needs of my students. At least it has thus far. Now, of course, if it ever doesn't, then I will do what needs to be done in order to meet the needs of my students. But so far, YouTube has sufficed. So anyway, I am going to show you how to speed up a video in YouTube if you don't already know. So we have a YouTube video here. This is Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart revealed that she has contracted COVID-19 and is experiencing symptoms despite being vaccinated.
I got COVID. I am vaccinated.
Now, if you want to speed this up,
And it's bad.
I apologize for that little phone ring. So if you want to speed this up, you see how she is
The Sabrina the
speaking right
Teenage
there,
Witch and
or how
Melissa
we're
and Joey
going
alum
at
took to
speed
Instagram
right
on
there.
Wednesday to share a video
you can do
message
to
captioning
speed
the
up
post. Wanted to share this with all of you.
can go
I'm not posting
to
this to be
the
political or
settings
gain
icon
pity.
here,
I just want to share
and
my
you can go
journey.
playback
This isn't up for
speed,
debate, it's just how
and
I feel
usually you
today
can
on my
speed me up
page.
to
She described her symptoms and what was going on with her
1.5 at least,
family.
and still
It's
hear
weighing on my
and
chest,
understand
it's hard to
everything I say.
One of my kids, I think, has it. So
That's
far,
not
I'm
necessarily
praying
the
the other one's
case
okay.
with
Hart has 3 sons, a husband,
everyone.
Mark Wilkerson. She went on to say
But
this.
for me,
Put the
yes,
fuck
if you speed up to 1.5, then you will still catch everything that I say. So I recommend speeding my videos up to playback speed 1.5. It will default on normal. But if you go to 1.5, then that should take you through the video quicker. Okay. All right, so now that we've got that piece done, let's go ahead and start reviewing this syllabus. So, gotta get that pulled up and gotta get me taken down here. All right, so the syllabus and the syllabus review. This is the fall 2021 semester, and again, I am Dr. Jace. We will have, first of all, 2 synced session meetings, one on October the 28th and one on November the 18th, okay? And the October the 28th meeting, that is going to feature Julia Pluta, who is a law librarian at UMKC, and Julia will be discussing law librarianship, which is I would say, a form of academic librarianship. A lot of law librarians work in institutions of higher ed and higher learning. So I figured that was relevant for the course. And then on November 18th, we are actually going to have a panel, and the panel will be featuring 2 current community college librarians and then 2 people who wrote a book about community college librarianship. And that panel, as you might guess, will be about community college librarianship. So those are going to be our 2 synced sessions. I may also add a 3rd optional synced session. It was my plan actually to have 3 synced sessions and 3 guest speakers, but to be honest with you, I put in my request for synced sessions incorrectly into the system, and because of that, I was only given 2 synced sessions as opposed to 3, but I can still do optional ones. I just can't require them, and I am thinking about doing an optional one that's a panel on 2-year fellowships and residencies for after you complete your degree, and whether or not such an option will be correct or right for you. So let's take me back down. Those sync sessions, by the way, will be provided with Zoom links, and the Zoom links will come closer to the time of the sync session. What you see remaining here, by the way, the sync sessions are from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Central Time. Please be mindful. I know we have people who are in various time zones, and not everybody is on Central Time, but I'm based in Missouri, I'm based in Central Time, and so that is what you will see on the course documents. Please know that if you are on the East Coast, then these sync sessions will be 6:30 to 8. If you're on the West Coast, it will be 3:30 to 5, and so on. Your attendance is mandatory. Each sync session is going to be worth 5 points. So if you miss them both, it will be impossible for you to get an A in the class. All right. Locations, Zoom links. Yes, phone number. If you need to reach me on my office phone, which isn't the best way to reach me, but it is one option that you have. And if you need to reach me there, my number is area code 816-235-1875. I also do have a fax, 816-333-5531. However, the best way to reach me is by email, austinj@missouri.edu, anyplace, anytime, any town. And we can visit in my office by appointment. I do have an office on the campus of UMKC. We can also set up a Zoom link and have a Zoom meeting by appointment as well. Course description. This course examines the culture, operations, and environment of academic libraries. That is all I am going to read of that right now. You can read the rest yourself if you would like, but that will give you the gist of what you need to hear and what you need to know. This course is about academic libraries, which is why it has that title. All right, so as far as learning outcomes, you can apply student learning outcomes 1 and 2 with SLIS to this class. Student learning outcome 1, graduates will apply the core principles, ethics, values, and body of knowledge to questions in library and information science according to their area of specialty. And your area of specialty here would probably be academic libraries. And then student learning outcome number 2, graduates will apply management principles and interdisciplinary best practices in library and information agency environments. So, what will you be doing this semester? Well, for one thing, just know that, as would be typical in any class, the total amount of points that you can get in this class will be 100, and so we are going on a 100-point based grading scale. Okay, so with our 100-point scheme for this course, here is what you're going to be looking at for, and my daughter is up. So that's going to complicate things as I try to make it through this recording. Hush, Max. For our 100-point scheme, what we have here is 30 of your points are going to come from discussion boards. There are 15 prompts, 1 for every week, and you will get 2 points per prompt. You will get 1 point for your original post, and you will get 1 point for a response post that you do as a response to your classmates. Now, you're not limited to just doing 1 response post. In fact, I would love for you to do as much as you like, but you need to do at least 1 response post or at least 1 response to a post by one of your classmates in order to get the full 2 points for each week. And it's 2 points for each week, 15 weeks, 30 total points. You will have 10 points, a 10-point assignment for an academic library website evaluation, and that's going to also be in the discussion board area. That is going to be due on September the 19th. So that's going to be the first graded assignment that you have outside of the discussion boards. You will have a short essay, a 1,000-word essay that is going to be worth 25 points. It'll be due on October the 17th, and we'll look at the prompt for that in a few minutes, or at least later on in this video. 10 of your points will come from attending the sync sessions. Again, there are 2 sync sessions, one on October 28th, one on November 18th. Each attendance is worth 5 points, and there are 2 sessions, so that is 10 total points. And then finally, your final case study, which will be due on December the 17th, and that is worth 25 points, giving you a total of 100 points. Now, when it comes to the grading, you get the explanation of that there too. Anything 93 or above is going to be an A, 84 to 92 is going to be a B, 74 to 83 is going to be a C, and then 73 or lower is going to be an F. I do reserve the right to put plus or minuses on those grades based on whether or not I think you are giving very, very good performance within that letter grade or very substandard performance within that letter grade. For instance, yes, if you get like a 99 and then I also feel that you really, really put a lot of effort into your discussion boards and things like that, then instead of getting a A for your 99, I will probably give you an A+. By the same token, though, if you were to get that a lower B grade, and then I also saw that your work was just barely enough to get a B, like you are totally just mailing it in and just doing enough to get a B. If I'm noticing that, or if that's how I perceive your effort, then instead of getting a regular B, you may get a B-. And that will go into the grade ranges of A, B, or C. There is no D in graduate school. And then F, you cannot get a F+ or an F-. All right. Now, our required text, and I'm going to have to go tend to that baby in a second. Your required text is the 3rd edition of John Budd's The Changing Academic Library, Operations, Cultures, and Environments, which came out in 2018. The weekly routine is going to be that, first, let me make this clear that I don't actually enter grades until the Monday after the discussion posts are due on Sunday. or well, after the discussion closes on Sunday. So I won't enter grades, for instance, for this week's discussion board modules until at the earliest Monday, August the 30th. Okay. And so you don't have to, like, what this says here is that you will have to, well, what it's requesting that you do is have your initial post up by Wednesday night. Now, you are not going to lose points if you do not have your initial post up by Wednesday night. I just want the initial post up by Wednesday night, if possible, when possible, so that your classmates will have something to respond to on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. However, again, I know life happens. Don't worry if you don't get your, you will have to get your initial post up, of course, and your response by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. However, if you do not get your initial post up prior to Wednesday night, even if you don't get it up until Saturday or Sunday, that's not going to negatively impact your grade. Just, again, please try not to make a habit of that if at all possible, because I need things to be up so that your classmates will have something to respond to. And theoretically, you should be spending roughly about 3 hours of your time. Well, I should say, really, let me just keep it simple. This course should take about 9 to 10 hours a week of work from you, between readings, discussion posts, and whatever else the case may be. So now you're not going to be evaluated on that, so don't freak out. But yes, as an estimate, roughly about 9 hours is how much you're going to spend doing the work of this course each week, ideally. As far as what you can expect from me, I will be logging into the course almost every day. There will be some times where I might miss a Thursday, a Friday, or a Saturday, but almost every day I'm going to be here. I will respond to any emails that you send within 48 to 72 hours. Generally, if I do not, then send me an email again. Okay. If you haven't heard from me after 72 hours, send me another email. All right, now the late work policy. Yes, so this is there really so that I can cover my own ass, but the main thing to keep in mind when it comes to late work is, first of all, have stuff in on time, okay? Have stuff in on time. Be responsible. You're in grad school. Yada yada yada. However, I will say again, I know that life happens. And so when it comes to, usually I am going to need advance notice if you think you're going to be late. If you think you're going to be late due to an illness or due to going to court or whatever the case may be, please try to send me a heads up, letting me know that you are going to be late turning something in. However, I do understand that life happens, and sometimes life happens at very inconvenient times. So I am not going to knock you, for instance. If you, for instance, let's say that on the Sunday that an assignment is due, it doesn't even have to be your mom died or your dad died or your grandma died. If a pet dies, one of my Yorkies passed away 2 weeks ago, and I'm still feeling it. So if a pet passes away a day or two before the assignment is due and you can't concentrate, just let me know. I'll give you an extension. If a significant other breaks up with you, on the day of the due date or the day before the due date or whatever. Again, Dr. Jace is human. I get it. I will show you some mercy, and don't worry about it. Just hit me up, say, hey, I'm going to need another day or two. I'm going to say fine. Okay. I'm very approachable, very understanding. So when life happens, if that is affecting your due date, just again, let me know. And usually I'll extend for a day or two or however long I deem necessary in order to help you out. All right, now we are going to talk about some readings now. First of all, I think there's only 1 week now where I even have supplemental readings. Now pretty much all of the readings are required, and I did, just so you all know, I did a complete revamp of the readings for this course. The last time I taught this course, which I believe was in 2019, the course was, the most of the readings were from 2013 or earlier. I did not really have the time at that time to update the course reading list, and so the most of the readings the last time I taught this course in 2019 were readings that were included in the course the last time it was taught, and I believe that was by John Budd back in like 2015 or something. It had been a while. And so what I have done is I have gone ahead and I have added or I have replaced those old readings with newer readings. Instead of publication dates of 2010 to 2013, you're going to see a lot of your readings this semester are going to be 2018 through 2021. Not all of them are 2018 or later, but most of them are. Again, I just needed to revamp the class, and that is also a reason why the modules are not yet completed. They will be completed by the end of the weekend, this coming weekend, but what I had to do was I had to go ahead and get those new readings into the syllabus, and from there I can get them into the modules, but I had to get them into the syllabus and had to complete the syllabus and retool the syllabus before I could do anything else, okay? But when it comes to these readings, what you are going to find is, and I'm going to skip reading all of that stuff there. You can read that yourself, but it's just a little overview. Usually what you're going to see in the readings is you're usually going to see either roughly 4 to 6 articles or chapters, or there are going to be each week, or you're going to see there are some weeks where you do have a full book that you have to read. Now, on those weeks that you have a full book to read, what I recommend is you not read carefully with the goal of trying to retain everything. What I recommend is that you read quickly. Try to get the key facts, the key points, the key takeaways, and, just read as quickly as you can. You don't have none of us have a lot of time, so you don't have a lot of time to try to read verbatim and try to remember everything, but this course is not requiring you to remember everything. Just try to glean and get those key points and go from there. So, having said that, we will start talking about the readings here. By the way, incomplete, if you find yourself in a situation where you do have to ask me for an incomplete for your grade for the end of the semester, let me know, email me, and we have a few things that we're going to have to discuss, okay? I try to avoid incompletes whenever possible, but I know that they can't always be avoided, okay? Okay, so we'll go through the readings in the schedule here. Unit 1 is your introductory readings. These are basically just laying your foundation. This will start the week of the 23rd, and you will have 5 readings. Actually, 6 readings. You will have 5 article readings, and then you will also have a chapter, book chapter that you will have to read from your textbook. By the way, if for those of you who are getting your textbook a little late, yeah, you can just catch up. If your textbook isn't going to get here until week 2 or week 3, just read your once you get it, read the chapters that you missed in the first in weeks 1 and 2. Okay. Hopefully you'll get your textbook by week 2, but just saying, if you don't get it until week 3, just make up the readings that you missed in weeks 1 and 2, okay? Because I know that is a problem with a few of you. So yes, you have 6 introductory readings in this first week for August 23rd, which is right now. Next week, you will read a little bit about the history of the Academy and academic libraries. And actually John Budd's chapter 1 is dealing kind of with that a little bit, but you're going to get some more historical readings here. You've got 5 in the queue there. For week 3, starting on September the 7th, you are going to again have 5 total readings, including 2 chapters from John Budd's book, and the 3rd unit will be on organizational culture. The 4th unit is going to be on academic library governance, and so you will see a number of readings there that will start on September the 13th. Unit 5 starting on, oh, by the way, you will have that review assignment again due on September the 19th. Unit 5 starting on September the 20th. This will be the first time that you have an entire book to read, so again, read the book quickly. Do not try to read it slowly for the purpose of retaining all the information and everything. Just you can access this book through the Mizzou libraries, and just access the book, read the book, and read it quickly and respond to the discussion prompt after you have finished reading it. Okay. Unit number 6 starting on September the 27th will be organization and management within academic libraries. And you're getting in a management/administration crash course in Unit 5 starting on September 20th. But this is going to add a little bit more to that, a little more spice, a little more juice. And that's going to, again, be starting on September the 27th. You have 4 readings there. Okay. Unit number 7, starting on October the 4th, libraries and money. When we are talking about budgeting and all that good stuff. Never really the most fun topic for me, but some people really, really like numbers and money. I'm just not one of them. But, well, I like money. I just don't like numbers. But yes, and you will see you have 6 readings for the libraries and money unit starting on October the 4th. Week 8, Unit 8, October the 11th is when that starts, the system of scholarly communications. And again, you have both a chapter to read out of John Budd's book, and then you will also again have a full book to read, to access and read from 2020. And this book is about scholarly communication. Again, read it quickly, glean those key points. You will have your first essay assignment due, a 1,000-word essay on October the 17th. Starting on October 18th, we will be talking about collections. That will be Unit 9, and you again have 6 readings there. I did retain one of those really old readings from 2013 for this particular unit, but this is a very, very good thing for you all to read from Stats to the Web, the transformation of academic library collecting. So I left that one in there even though it is older. You'll also take a look at Spark and at Mobius. All right. Week number 10, electronic information and academic libraries. You'll have 5 readings there. That starts on October the 25th, and you will also have your first sync session that week on October the 28th. Week number 11, unit number 11, I should say, communities, libraries, and librarians, starting on November the 1st. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 chapters out of John Budd again, so this will be 6 chapters / articles to read, again, on communities, libraries, and librarians. And this is actually, I think, because we'll be talking about programming a little bit and that sort of thing. So this is, and also response to hate. So this is one of the more fun, one of the more interesting units, I think, unit number 11. Unit number 12, information literacy. Again, we are coming with a full book, but you're not going to read the full book in this case. You are going to look at the framework. I would prefer, even though it's a supplementary reading, I would prefer that you read or look at 23 framework things, because that will put the information literacy framework from ACRL in context. And then also there is a very, very special note with this title here. So the Stoipel et al. Title here, Faculty Librarian Collaborations, Integrating the Information Literacy Framework into Disciplinary Courses. When you access that, first of all, I would like it if you all consider accessing that prior to that week. And here's the reason. So this particular book only allows for one user to access the book at a time. And so if everybody's trying to access it the week of, we are going to have issues, okay, because there are 30 of you. So what we need to do is, hopefully throughout the semester, maybe you'll look back at the syllabus and you'll see this and you'll be like, oh yeah, I need to download my content. And what I'd like for you to do is to download the introduction, chapters 1 and 2. You will have to read the introduction, you'll have to read chapters 1 and 2, and then you'll see that the book after chapter 2 is made up of case studies and lesson plans, and I want you to download one case study and one lesson plan, okay, and read those. And then you will see that the discussion prompt for that week revolves around your case study and lesson plan that you download from this work. So if you can remember to do so, in fact, if you watch this video and go ahead and do it now, just save it somewhere where you will be able to pull it up later, and that way you won't have any problems running into this one simultaneous user limitation that you are going to have on this title. Okay. Unit 13 starts on November the 15th, right before Thanksgiving. A look ahead, and we are going to have 5 readings there. The second sync session also will be on November the 18th. That is when we will have our community college librarian panel. We get a full week out for Thanksgiving this week, so that unit that starts on November the 15th, after that you will not have another unit until November the 29th. That'll be Unit 14, Standards and Evaluation, and these are more things centered around ACRL, but these are things outside of the information literacy framework, which would be different from a library assessment framework, just so you all know. All right. Unit 15, Safety and Security. All right. This will be the last one, and you do have 3 readings here. And these just explore some basic safety and worker concerns, patron concerns related to safety and security. And these are good things to be aware of, though sexual harassment does happen to people who work in libraries. Theft does happen. And then also we need to create safe environments for our patrons. And so, yeah, where are the bathrooms, academic library restrooms, and student needs? This is actually something that is very, very important. And so don't underestimate the importance of it. Your final assignment, which is a 1,500 word essay, 1,500 word essay, will be due on December the 13th. Now, we're almost done with the syllabus. I will say, first of all, yes, if you need help as far as help with technology, then call the help desk 573-882-5000 or email them and they will be able to assist you. Online class netiquette, please know, and trust me, I'm somebody who, I'm not a funny person, and yet I try to blend humor in with my content, and so it a lot of times just falls flat and it's just embarrassing. But just know that when you're in these online settings, sometimes people can't read your tone, and the things that seem like they were jokes are no longer jokes, or don't seem like jokes on the receiving end like they did on the giving end. Students with disabilities, please, 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 if you have any sort of disability, not just a physical disability, if you have any sort of emotional, mental, psychiatric, whatever disabilities as well. If you are neurodiverse, whatever the case may be, please, please, please contact the Office for Disabilities, and they will inform me of any accommodations that I need to give you once you go through them. But you do need to go through them. They are the experts. They will determine what types of accommodations you may need, and then they will message me. But please do not suffer in silence. And then finally, yes, again, with those Zoom lectures, October the 28th, we'll have Julia. And on November the 18th, we will have our panel of Nora Bird, Michael Crumpton, Sabrina Dick, and Brady Cross. So we are through with the syllabus, and now we're going to talk about the assignments real quick. I will be right back. Okay, so as I said earlier, I am going to get those those modules populated, but they are not yet populated because the readings are new. But let's go ahead and take a look at our assignments, and then I will let you go. So first of all, good morning, class. You should see this announcement in the course currently, and this announcement will tell you what is expected of you this week, and that includes do the introduce yourself discussion board prompt, do the week 1 module 1 discussion board prompt, and then also read these readings. Okay. If you have any questions about that, I guess email me, but that should be pretty straightforward. Let's look at our assignments. Okay. So our assignments, the discussion boards, you'll see those in discussion too. So as you see here, we have our various discussions listed out here, and if you see one that says week/module and then whatever number, that is a graded discussion board, but some of these are not graded. So like the questions for the community college panel, the questions for Julia, those are not graded. Introduce yourself is not graded. If you have questions or concerns, you can drop them in there as well as email me. And then this free for all discussion area, I can't stress this enough. You need to start networking now while you are a student. And so you have the opportunity to network within that discussion board area. Okay. Now outside of that, for these graded ones, like let's look at week number 1, for instance. For week number 1, for the graded ones, read the prompt and respond to the prompt. Again, you get 1 point for putting up your post, your initial post, and then you get a point for responding to a classmate. But make your posts and your responses substantial, please. Now, as far as assignments outside of the discussion, the weekly discussions, first of all, you will have this review an academic library website. Okay. And I hate when people randomly capitalize library, and here I am doing it. I apologize. But anyway, so this will be worth 10 points. 6 points will be giving a thoughtful review to a website, and 4 points will be for appropriate English usage and usage of APA. By the way, APA is the citation style we will be using in this class. I will not be taking any other citation style. I will not be accepting that. But what I want you to do is just each of you here has been assigned a library, an academic library, and we have a mix. We have community colleges, we have major research universities, like Midlands Tech is a community college, Duke and Yale, those are major research universities. We have some for-profit schools like the University of Phoenix and the UCPI. We have some HBCUs, including Virginia State and Hampton. So I wanted to get a good mix of different types of just different types of academic libraries in the mix here. And I did this as a discussion board so that you all could see what each other were saying. And you're all amateurs, I'm sure, as far as evaluating academic library websites. And frankly, I am too. I don't just go around evaluating them. But what I want you to do, and these readings here are optional, but they may help. What I want you to do is review an academic library website. Tell me what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and so forth and so on. Here are a few leader questions to help you just get your thoughts going and get you in the, just in the way of, just get you in the spirit of anticipating what you need to state. Okay. So yes, you will actually answer this within the discussion board area. You will answer this as a reply or a response to this prompt. And if there is a problem with the library that you've been assigned, then please reach out to me and let me know. Okay. More for assignments. The essay assignment, again, this one's due October the 17th and it's worth 25 points, but, why is that not? Okay. All right, I will have to get out of student view, and that's okay, I can do that. All right, so for essay assignment 1, this is it is a 1,000 word essay, and you're going to have to hit all these prongs here. You will need to use APA citation style, and there is a rubric that will help you out. Make sure that you are doing everything properly and correctly. All right, so that is essay assignment number 1. It'll be 1,000 words. Try to double space, 12-point font, yada yada. But your prompt here is: the complex challenges faced by institutions of higher learning today place many demands on the leaders, including library directors. While scholars have addressed some of these challenges, the concentration has been mainly on the perspectives of the institutional leader, yet clearly many challenges extend to other leaders on campus as well. For example, some researchers speak of the pressures on a college or university president to cut costs and increase productivity. This phenomenon is frequently couched in the terms of accountability and efficiency. So you have a prompt here, and you're going to hit all of these questions here, answer them all as you put together a cohesive essay. Now, the other assignments that you will have are going to be all right, and your final assignment is going to be due on what is that, December 13th, I think. Yes, December the 13th. And it's going to be a 1,500 word essay, and you are we call it a case study essay. But you are going to read this. This is a hypothetical scenario, and you are going to basically draft a statement based on this hypothetical scenario that you've got going on here. And that statement will be addressing the problem that you see in this prompt for this fictional university. And so once you have done that, and again, this is 1,500 words, roughly thereabouts, so it's not a whole lot, but you are going to draft a 1,500 word paper to present to a university president at this fictional university. Okay, and again, you're going to have a rubric for that as well. And both of these essay assignments are worth 25 points. All right, so that hopefully that demystified some things. And with that said, I'm going to take a few minutes here, these closing 5 minutes, so that I can try to stay below 50 minutes. But I'm going to take these closing 5 minutes to just say a few things, because there's just a way I conduct my classes, and it is what it is. And you all are going to at least have to pretend to be on board for the next few months in order to be successful in the class. First of all, and I just say this because this is a Midwestern thing. I'm from the South, as I said earlier, and now I live in the Midwest. I'm not going to sugarcoat, I live in an area of the country that is not as diverse as the South and as the coasts are. And I have seen what I'm just going to call it what it is. Research has shown that teaching evaluations from students they tend to be sexist, racist, and ableist. Having said that, I have the lowest teaching evaluations in the department. I am the only Black person in the department. I don't think these things are coincidental. When I was actually teaching as an adjunct while working on my PhD at the University of South Carolina, I had very, very high evaluations, and people were always saying, "Oh, he's relatable, he's real, he's one of us." Those were the types of things people said about me in the South. And I had mostly white students in the South, but I had mostly white students who came up around Black people. When you are from Missouri and Iowa and Nebraska and Kansas, that is not necessarily the case. And whereas I was spoken of very highly in the South, here in the Midwest, and my teaching methods really have not changed. But here in the Midwest, I get called what I honestly think people are wanting to say he is too Black, and that makes me uncomfortable. They don't like saying a Black face. Teach them. They're not used to having Black people in authority. That a lot of people out here in the Midwest, I've noticed, and have even told me they've never had Black professors before, or Black teachers before. They've gone all the way to grad school and never had a Black teacher, which for me is unfathomable. But it is a common thing out here in the Midwest. So what I want you all to be aware of as you gauge me and my behavior and my demeanor and everything is that, and Black people complain about this all the time, about we are seen as being aggressive or defensive or abrasive or cranky or whatever unless we're being artificially bubbly. And you're not going to get the artificial bubbly from me. You're just not. But what you are going to get is fair. You're going to get kind. I'm a very kind person. And you are going to get somebody that if you're brave enough to approach me, then nothing's going to happen to you, so just, put away your fears if you're ethnically intimidated or whatever the case may be by me, please get over it. If you move to more diverse areas of the country, you might end up with bosses or supervisors or co-workers who are racially different or ethnically different from you, or who are from different regions where people don't conduct themselves with this, what I would call fake Midwestern nice sort of attitude. And, just deal with it. Just cope with it, learn how to deal with people who are not like you, which is what I've had to do my entire life. And especially in the library field, because there are not a lot of people who are not white in the library field, just to be honest with you. Diversity is a big issue that this field struggles with. And I frankly know why, because a lot of the people who are graduating with MLIS degrees are not used to people of color. And so, yeah, they interpret them as being cranky or abrasive or defensive or aggressive when they're just being themselves. And again, I would implore you all to get over that because, again, I'm from North Carolina. I live in Virginia. I live in South Carolina. The way people do things on the coast is very different from how people do things out here in the Midwest. And yes, unless you're planning to just stay in the Midwest, if you're here, then you're going to encounter some people who are different. And they're not going to have this vanilla way of communicating the way Midwesterners do. And on piggybacking on that note, there are just some things that, frankly, I'm going to say go in my class. And one of them is, yes, I am the instructor. I realize that you all pay for taking these classes. I get that. I don't get most of that money, just to let you know. And I do also just want to make it abundantly clear, because I had the weirdest thing happen on my teaching evaluations last semester. I had a student, I don't know who this student was, and whoever they are, they're in for a rude awakening. But I had a student say, well, no, the teacher adjusts to the students don't adjust to the teacher. And just because you're paying, that doesn't mean that I adjust to you. Now, I will be accommodating. I will be kind. That is the type of professor I am. But please just know that, no, I am the authority here. Okay. And I expect to be respected as such. So, I do make some adjustments for my students, but I don't know where this entitlement culture of we don't adjust to the teacher adjusts to us. I don't know where that comes from. If it comes from people thinking that because they pay that somebody should adjust to them, I don't know. Like, the only thing that you don't pay for as far as learning on the regular is K-12. But when it comes to college, or if you are learning a skill, if you are in an apprenticeship, if you're learning a martial art, which I take Krav Maga and I train in Muay Thai and I train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you are learning an instrument, you are paying to do all that. But I assure you, especially if you're taking martial arts, the last thing I will ever say to my martial arts instructors is, you adjust to me, I don't adjust to you because I paid. With the exception of K-12, you pretty much pay for all of your learning experiences, but don't forget yourself in here. And the last thing I'm going to say is, again, I'm not always going to be bubbly. I'm kind of like a coach, like a ball coach, as far as when my students do well, I'm happy. And when my students disappoint me, I let it be known that I'm disappointed. I had in my teaching evaluations also last semester, someone saying that, I don't feel comfortable asking him questions now because he got ticked at us, which I did get ticked at a class because they were not doing things up to expectations. And yes, I got ticked, and I am allowed to have the full range of emotions as an instructor, because that's what instructors do. I don't know where people grew up where they never had a teacher get mad at them. But where I'm from, yes, my teachers got mad at me. They got mad at us, and we had to adjust when that happened. And that includes in college and in grad school. So, having said that, please, do not talk about, because I wasn't happy and cheerful 100% of the time, and because I let it be known that I was disappointed, that now you feel uncomfortable asking questions or anything like that. And I've seen that in evaluations before here in the Midwest. Again, never saw it in the South. I don't know what it is. But what I'm going to say is, just frankly, don't be a punk ass. What am I going to do to you? What do you mean you're uncomfortable asking me questions? This is a distance course. You email at me a question, I'm not going to reach through the computer screen and choke you. That I don't know what you're uncomfortable about in an online environment. So again, just don't be a punk ass, please. You are going to have coworkers and bosses who are going to have a full range of emotions. When you do well, your coworkers are going to be happy a lot of times, unless they're haters or unless they're jealous. And the same with your bosses. And when you disappoint, you will probably hear about it from your coworkers and your bosses. You can't get uncomfortable every time somebody is not happy and bubbly and cheerful with you, okay? Again, I don't know where this culture is coming from. It's not something that I saw in the South or the East Coast, but it's something that I see aplenty in the Midwest. Don't be like that. But also, again, I am just as nice as anyone and kind as anyone else that teaches full-time in this department. I assure you of that. And I have students who come to me for emotional support because they realize that. But you are going to have to be brave. You're going to have to be brave enough to Learn from somebody who probably doesn't look or talk or have the same culture as you, and you're going to have to be brave enough to ask questions even when somebody is upset with you. Okay? We're all grown. We're all adults. It's an online environment. Your safety wouldn't have been compromised even if we were in person. But yeah, just don't. I have a no punk ass policy in my classes, okay? So don't be a punk ass, because what I want is I want for y'all to get the great jobs, and I want y'all to be able to remain in the great jobs. And the only way you're going to remain in the great jobs is if you show some toughness, and you show that you can take criticism, and you show that, you know, you're not going to be scared every time that somebody isn't 100% bubbly and cheerful with you. All right, I needed to get that off my chest. I'm trying to prepare you all for the real world here, and that's just how this is. But with that said, we're at 55 minutes. I was trying to keep it under 50, so you know how that goes. But yes, I am Dr. Jace. Peace and grace. We are going to have a great semester. Just hang in there. Be willing to work hard. Be willing to have some fun, and be willing to grow and learn. All right, this is Dr. Jace. Peace and grace.